Welcome to Grace. This is a workout that will have you standing tall and moving well. There are 10 moves in this workout, and you're going to do them for 1 minute each. So let's begin with our banded Y raise. Grab 2 light bands and get your feet underneath. Here we go. Underneath each one in a cross-like position. Okay. And as you get your band set up, you're going to step on them and elevate your arms in a Y-like position. Right? So going from down to up in a Y-like shape. While you're in a hip hinge hold with your hips and your back, right? No overarching, no rounding of the back. You want a nice straight back. You want a beautiful Y, straight arms, lifting as high as you can. Depending on how light the band is, you might be able to reach higher than I am. I'm grabbing the second to lightest band. You might want to grab the lightest band for this one though. Contracting your back muscles in the middle of your back. Your shoulders are working as well. This is a position which gets you nice and tall, gives you that beautiful standing tall posture, and that's what we want out of these Y raises. They're getting pretty tough actually for me here. Breathing through the nose, out through the nose, out through the mouth, sorry. All right, and we're done here. Let's set up our banded neck extensions. You can put this band down. I had my band set up beforehand. You might want to do that as well for your next workout. All right, so you set the band behind your head and you just push your head back into the band, right? A lot of times we have forward neck, and now we want to get backwards neck. Our neck is forward a lot of the day. Many things that we do require our neck to be forward. Now, we're going to drive it back, right? Don't tuck your chin too much. Don't elevate your chin too high. Right in the middle, neutral position, driving your head back, getting those muscles pumped in the back of the neck. That's how we're doing it. I'll show you from this side. Right, see, I'm slightly just driving my head back into the band, pulling the band forward as I do it. Right, I'm pulling the band forward and I'm driving my head back. Getting that good neck posture, that healthy neck. This is what we want. All right, beautiful. All right, I'm gonna show you from the front just how it looks. And we're gonna be done with this in a couple of seconds. All right, let's set up our shoulder. Woo, my neck feels great. Shoulder dislocations and neck rotations. So grab a medium band to a light band, and shoulder dislocations, drive your hands apart, a straight arm, wrapping them behind your head all the way to the back. After you do that a few times, what you want to do is now add in a neck rotation. So you will twist your head to one side with your hands behind you, and you will twist your head to the other side. Good. And forward again, and backwards. Good. So I am rotating with my hands down behind me like this, not up here, but my shoulders down nice and low. And I'm driving my neck in a rotated position. And then I'm turning my neck the other way, stretching out that neck, rotating it, getting it to a better posture. All right, one more time. We'll do each side. So driving the hands behind you and apart, to the right and to the left. All right. Breathing all the while as we do it. All right, let's do some banded reverse flies. These bands always get tangled here. All right, sit on the ground, and just like we did in the row position, but now with an overhand grip, you're rounding your shoulders and you are driving your hands to either side. As far as you can go, depending how light your band is, you'll get further or closer to your feet as you drive them apart. Now, I don't want you to be overarched over here and pulling. I want your shoulders actually to be rounded and then driving the hands to the side. So this works on the back of the shoulder. It also gets a nice little stretch for the whole shoulder blade area, which is what we want. Good, so it's gonna burn a little bit, right? You're training the muscles over here to get into better positions. Good, your back should be again neutral, not too arched, not too rounded, just right there in the middle. Driving it, good. Keep on going. Driving it, good. This is like a good bodybuilding move as well too. Builds that back of the shoulder, as well as a good posture move, and healthy shoulders as well. Good, all right, a couple more seconds here. We're gonna get rid of the bands for now, and we're gonna go for our hip 90-90. You can move the bands aside. Hip 90-90. You're gonna get each leg in a 90-degree position, and then you are going to rotate them side to side. Now, depending on how leaning forward you are, it will get harder or easier. And if you have no hands at all on the ground, it gets much harder. This is for hip mobility, right? We worked posture. Now we're working those hips for some good mobility so you can move around in your day-to-day. Not having tight hips is key for good function. All right, if you do them without hands, what happens is you start sliding forward slightly. So I'm gonna move back a little bit so I can stay on screen. It'd be kind of funny if I was working out and you just didn't see anybody. All right, good. So rotating those hips side to side and those knees. Now remember, your hands could be on the ground. You could be leaning back, making this a lot easier for you to manage. Sometimes you might get a few cracks and pops from twisting your legs like this. It's okay. Don't actively seek that out though. All right, now let's get into our rotating pigeon pose. The rotating pigeon is it's a funny name for just a great move. Anyway, so you get your, let's say your right leg in front of you in a bent position, and then you rotate your body towards the direction of your knee. So your left hand will rotate, and you go back up again, and then you rotate your left arm towards that right side. Up again, and rotate, breathing the whole time, right? In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. All right, one more time. All right, and a little quick transition over here for our left side pigeon rotation. All right, good. You can really feel those glutes, those hamstrings opening up. A little bit of the lower back as well. Again, we want some of that good mobility. The legs are, always stuck in one or two directional movements. We want to get them all moving all around. Good. You can even throw the hand up here if you want to make it fancy looking. All right. That's it. Nice. All right, let's do our table rock. And in our table rock, we're going to hold our body in the position of a table. All right, so our hands behind us, legs in front of us, feet on the floor. And then you're going to hold up like a table, head back, and then you're going to rock down into a kind of L sit where your legs, right, my feet are completely pointed towards me. My legs are nice and stretched out. And then from that position, rock back into a table, hence the table rock. This is a little bit of posture, a little mobility, just strengthening all those good muscles, getting our movements happening. Your hand position, by the way, could be sideways, could be back, whatever's comfortable for you. Could be forward as well. Doesn't really matter so much. A little bit it does, but okay, you could be here as well. You could be stretching your shoulders out, strengthening your hamstring and glutes, and then stretching them. Good. Nice stretch. L sit, beautiful. Up we go. Driving. Let's get one more. Nice. All right. Now we're going to launch into our downward dog position. This is a great move if you really want to get some strong shoulders and some flexible hamstrings. So here we go. Drive the hips up in the air, right? And your hands down. My downward dog is what they say, left to be desired. I have to work on my mobility here as well, but that's what I'll be doing during this beta program. So hopefully the next time you see me doing this, I'll have a little bit of a better position. Head between your arms, so your ears kind of between your elbows, driving your hips up in the air, heels driving down to the ground, hands pressing firmly into the ground in front of you, driving, holding. This is a fun move. Breathing. Nice, this is fun. This is good. Getting that mobility, getting that posture upright, strong shoulders. Alrighty. Breathing, holding, driving those hips up. Alright, so now we're going to set up for our lunge and lean. So, the lunge and lean, you could use a band for this, but you don't need to. So, for example, let's say if we want to lean to our right, so our left leg will be back. This is technically a left side stretch, the right side lean, right? So I'm lunging forward, I'm standing up, balancing, and then opening up those hip flexors, those muscles that drive the knee up, kind of like a reverse sitting position almost. What I mean by that is that I mean that you're driving your body in a position that is the opposite of what it does when it sits. Good, switch sides. Good. So for example, now you want to get your left leg forward, your right leg back, stretching to the left, driving, leaning. Good. Stabilizing in that lunge. And there we go, tilting, leaning up and down as you go, right? Holding that split stance, that lunge position, and then leaning as you go down. This is one of my favorite moves. I do this with a lot of my clients. All right, here we go. All right, beautiful. Now we're gonna go into our deep squat with overhead reach. This is fun. If you don't have the mobility for this, you gotta work on it. You might wanna put a towel underneath your feet for this. In any event, so you get down to a deep squat, okay? You can play around a little bit over here, getting some mobility in the inner part of the leg. And what you wanna do at some point is then raise the arms overhead. Okay, so now a lot of you are gonna fall back here or fall forward, and that's okay. You could elevate your heels on a towel or something. All right, I will show you from the side how my back looks. So what you wanna do is fight for the height. If you're down here, that's fine. If you're rounded, it's okay. Eventually try straightening your back slightly over time, driving your hands up, sitting in this deep squat, strengthening the bottom part of your legs, getting your upper back nice and tall. Great move for mobility, great move for posture. One of my favorites is the deep squat with overhead reach. All right, driving it up. I'll face you now. Here we go. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us for Grace. Hope you have a graceful day.